Thomas Vinterberg's Another Round is finally out in UK cinemas. Why should you watch this movie and not wait for the American remake? Do stick around and find out. Another Round follows four high school teachers who decide to experiment with a philosopher's idea that the human body has a blood alcohol level that is 0.05% too low, and that getting it to that level will improve both social and professional performance. But as you can expect, there are some side effects and consequences that come with this experiment. Now, before I get into my review, if you do like what I do on this channel, consider clicking that like button and subscribe to the channel for more reviews like this one coming all the time now that I've finally got my issues fixed. So, let's talk about this. Now, first of all, this is going to be remembered mostly for the Mads Mikkelsen dance scene at the very end of the movie that has been making the rounds on social media, and it is a fantastic scene. But I would definitely implore people to watch this film as a whole and get that scene with context, because the scene itself is very cathartic, especially with the context that is involved. This is more than a film about drinking. This is a film about friendships, about the relationship between students and teachers, the influence that we have over each other's lives and relationships, and how sometimes we can lose ourselves as well. There are so many layers to this film that you honestly do not expect to see in a film about drinking, but alas, Thomas Vinterberg has managed that. Mads Mikkelsen is, of course, fantastic, but I will have to say my favorite performer in this is Thomas Bo Larson, who has a character arc that goes, honestly, slightly more engaging than Mads Mikkelsen's character, especially with some key scenes that will hit you straight in the gut. There's a particular character called Specs that has one of the most heartbreaking scenes in the movie, but I absolutely adore that moment. I just love how it's a visual story of the influence that teachers have over a student's life. It really hit me in a deep place because everyone's had that one teacher that they really, really liked. For me, it was my English teacher. And I remember after my final exam, I went to say goodbye to that teacher because that was going to be the last time I ever saw him. And it's been 10 years and I still remember that teacher to this day. So seeing this whole sequence of events showing these teachers helping their students and the students wanting to celebrate with their teachers once their graduation comes around, it is really a heartfelt moment. This film does have some pacing issues. It is quite a slow build. It is a very steady curve that slowly rises. For the first half of the movie, it is quite literally you would see him have a couple of drinks, take a breath test, and see some slight improvements, but it is a very much a slow burn. Once it really gets going about halfway through, it is a absolute joy to watch. There is a very good balance of comedy and drama within this movie. You go into it not knowing what to expect, and it does a very good job of handling itself and telling the story. The physical performances by all the actors involved when they're playing drunk, which is very hard to accomplish. I think they did a really good job because everyone always does the Mick take, I'm not drunk, look at me act drunk, and it's all very fake, very obviously acted. In this one, I genuinely believe that every single actor in this was very much over the edge when it came to being intoxicated. There is a great little sequence where they're all just dancing together, having these little play scraps. These are like 40-year-old men acting like they're in the teens, mid 20s again because they're reliving that carefree attitude that you get in youth and you do lose over time. I do love how the film analyzes losing your youth and trying to reclaim it back. There are a lot of great moments with these friends. It's a very much a film all about friendship and seeing how these guys support each other through all the hardships in their life and just talking about these things in a nonchalant manner. I feel like, especially British people, we can definitely appreciate just sat in a pub getting a few beers down us and just talking about nonsense and how life is going. Yes, this is a Danish film and it is all subtitled, but I would implore anyone that's not seen this to give it a watch. In America, it's on Amazon Prime to rent, so definitely give that a look. It's out in some cinemas in the UK. Definitely give it a look. Don't know what it is like in other countries because it's been a very staggered release and COVID really hasn't helped it, but it's definitely deserved the best film in a foreign language Oscar that it did receive. and you'll be having the song What a Lie stuck in your head for a long time once the film finishes. Another round for me is one of those films that, quite frankly, I dare say I feel like is very much up there with some of the best of this year. Looking at my list of rankings for the year, it is actually above the vast majority of the Best Picture nominees, and I dare say I feel like if foreign language films could be nominated for a Best Picture, well, they can actually because Parasite did it. I feel like Another Round definitely should have got at least a look in there, but alas, it's one of those films that everyone that's seen it really has to shout its praises because otherwise it's just going to get lost in the shuffle and it really doesn't deserve to be. There is a fantastic movie here which is very bold, doesn't go pro alcohol, isn't against alcohol. It very much rides a middle line and shows you both the positives but also the dire consequences that can come with getting over reliant on alcohol consumption. Overall, I'm going to have to say that Another Round for me is a great cup of tea. So Another Round, have you seen it? If you have, let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Again, you like what I'm doing the channel? Click that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss any more reviews from me, which will be coming more frequently now that I seem to have my visual problems fixed. So do stay in tune for more content. I've got Black Widow coming up, and I'm going to try something a little different. I'm a big Mass Effect fan, and I might do a ranking of the loyalty missions in Mass Effect 2. I'm not sure if I'll get about to doing that or not. Let me know if you do want to see that, though. Until next time, everybody, my name is Josh. I have been your Movie Apprentice, and I'll see you next video.